broadcast. It's going to be my first cutcom, so I'm going to be going over my favorite player from each team while I play a quick game, so it's not boring. So anyway, so first up on our list happens to be the Toronto Raptors. And my Raptors' favorite player is a two-way tie between DeMar DeRozan and CJ Miles. I don't really have a reason for most of these. I just like the player in general. I just like CJ Miles for no reason at all, and I like DeMar because I really love his game and his mid-range jump shot. Second on our list is the Boston Celtics. This is a three-way tie between Kyrie Irving because he's just so fun to watch and he's from West Orange. Terry Rozier, who is just a baller, really underrated, and Jason Tatum because I was just in the draft. I was like, why don't we get Josh Jackson? But ever since then, I've really liked his game. The 76ers, I have Joel Embiid because Joel is just hilarious. Why can't you go wrong with him? The Nets, a lot of you might say D'Angelo Russell or Timothy Mozgov, but believe it or not, it is actually Isaiah Whitehead. Some of you might not know who Isaiah Whitehead is, but Isaiah Whitehead went to Seton Hall, and I am a Seton Hall fan. I remember I watched some of his greatest college games, his first college game. I've just been a huge fan of him ever since his college days. For the Knicks, I have Michael Beasley because he's just been balling out this season for the Knicks, and he's also said a lot of things. I'm my favorite player's favorite player. It just keeps guys attracted to players. Next up on our list is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Some people might think it's Bron. I don't really like Bron. I like him outside the court because he's really funny. But on the court, I'm not a big fan of him. It could still be Bron, but instead I'm gonna go with J.R. Smith on this one because J.R. is just, he got suspended a game for throwing soup at his assistant coach. He's from Newark because he went to St. Benedict's. Next up, we have the Indiana Pacers, and it is Victor Oladipo. Gonna run some plays. Deep. Oladipo is just because the Pacers don't really have many guys that I really know of aside from their starting five. And I love Oladipo because of his comeback from Oklahoma and Orlando. He was the second pick. Many people were calling him a bust because he was an average starter. But he became an elite player in Indiana. I'm glad he's finally balling out. Next on our list, the Milwaukee Bucks, or the Milwaukee Giannis Antetokounmpos. And it's Giannis Antetokounmpo because it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Next, the Pistons, we have Stanley Johnson. I really liked him when he was in college. I really liked him when he was drafted. He hasn't really proved himself yet in the NBA, but I think he will soon. The Bulls, I don't even know if he's still on the team anymore, but it's Kay Felder. Because I just really liked him when he was in college, especially when they almost upset Michigan State. I really liked his game, and I've just really liked him since. And on the Heat, I have a tie here between Dion Waiters and Dwayne Wade. D Wade is just a legend, and Dion Waiters is just clutch. So Can't really pick between the two. Next up on our list, the Washington Wizards. It's Tomas Satoransky. Many people don't really know who that is, but Satoransky's just been balling out for John Wall since his injury. The Wizards have been staying slightly intact. They haven't dropped heavily. If you guys follow me on Instagram or Twitter, I joke around how Satoransky's better than Wall, which soon could be true, but I don't know. The Hornets, I have a tie here between Malik Monk and Nicholas Batum. Nicholas Batum because he has the same name as me, and Malik Monk because I watched him in college with De'Aaron Fox, and he was just great. Next is the Orlando Magic. I have Jonathan Simmons. Not many people know his story, but those who do know his story respect him very well because he borrowed some money to try out for the Spurs G League team. He ended up making the team, and he became a starter in the playoffs once Kawhi Leonard went down, and now he's getting paid in Orlando. So whoever he borrowed the money from must be getting some money back now. Next up is the Atlanta Hawks. I like John Collins from the Atlanta Hawks because he's fun to watch. He can dunk on a lot of people. He can dunk on an entire team. So next up we have the Thunder from the Western Conference. It's actually a two-way tie between Russell Westbrook and Terrence Ferguson. I like Ferguson because that was not out of bounds. I like Ferguson because he's just like a rookie and fun to watch, and I like Westbrook because he's Westbrook. And next we have the Blazers. It's Evan Turner because he was a Celtic back when I started to watch basketball. Oh. And I'm a huge Celtics fan. And next on our list, the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's Jimmy Butler. Many people know his story. When he was 11, 12, or 13, he was kicked out of the house. I don't like the look of you, get out. And he became an NBA player since. So next up we have Gary Harris from the Nuggets because he's kind of an avid YouTube watcher. He watches Jesser, who I watch, along with like King of the Fourth Quarter and all that, who I got the idea from. So shout out to him. If you came from King of the Fourth Quarter, don't forget to subscribe. Next up from the Jazz, we have Jonas Jerebko. Not many people know who Jerebko is, but Jerebko used to be a Celtic as well, and he's also a sneakerhead. And I'm a sneakerhead as well. So sneakerheads just unite. Next up, we have the Houston Rockets, and this is a no reason one. We have Isaiah Taylor. Next up, we have the Spurs. It's DeJounte Murray because I really liked him when he was in the draft. I knew he would be a steal, and he turns out being a steal. So next, the Pelicans. We have another three-way tie. It's between Rondo, Drew Holiday, and Tony Allen. I like Rondo and Allen because they were on the 08 Celtics championship team. I like Drew Holiday because he made those videos with 2i. So next up is the Dallas Mavericks, Yogi Ferrell. This is one of the more recent NBA stories because Yogi Ferrell, I really liked him in college when he was at Indiana. Also, he went undrafted, went from a G League team to a 10-day contract to when he was balling out in his 10-day contract in Dallas. Now he's earned himself a spot in the starting lineup. Next up, the Grizzlies. It's Mike Conley. Not really much to choose from here, because Mike Conley's not real. Because the Grizzlies are kind of boring, but I like Mike Conley. So, from the Warriors, it's a three-way tie between Kevin Durant, Nick Young, and Jordan Bell. I like Kevin Durant and Nick Young because they're just funny guys, and I like Jordan Bell because Jordan Bell's just a beast, and I knew he'd be a beast out of college, especially with the Oregon team. He was supposed to be the next Ben Wallace. I kind of wanted that, and I knew that. I thought by the end of the year he'd be starting at center, but it's not really happening. And from the Lakers, I have Isaiah Thomas. Some people may think, no, IT is awful now. He hasn't done anything since the trade to Cleveland. But before the trade to Cleveland, I was all on the IT bandwagon. I loved Isaiah Thomas 2017 playoffs. And next up, we head to the final three teams. The Clippers, we have Avery Bradley because he was a Celtic. Next up, the Kings, De'Aaron Fox because he watches Jesser. And finally on our list, we have Tyler Ulis of the Phoenix Suns, because Tyler Ulis, I just really liked him in college, backing up. He was kind of like on the resurgence of the Kentucky team once what's his name? When all the guys left, Towns, Booker, Cauley Stein, all those guys were gone, and then those guys had to take over, and they kind of did. So, hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. And don't forget, don't look south. Oh, that was anticlimactic.